into the dark space. I couldn't find my own place. The emptiness within my soul. looking for your face. I was looking for your face. I was looking for your face. I was looking for your face, seeking in the depths within. I felt like an empty case, fighting souls of my own self. All I had was just a vapor trail, turning away from my phone. I just couldn't see your grace. I just couldn't see your grace. So looking at you with your fire. Now I see. Rise me from the dark. Light me with your spark. Mend my broken mind. Give me the peace that I can't find. Rise me from the dark. Yeah, light me with your spark. Oh, mend my broken mind. My broken mind. Give me the peace that I can't find. Oh!
Stay home. COVID-19.
Oh, whoa. Hey! Yeah, it was Stop the Panic. Though Kernel Panic is a pretty good idea too. Welcome to another monthly unfa live stream. I need to mute my monitoring because I was hearing myself with a delay, so that was off full. You can't think what to say when you hear yourself with a slight delay. Welcome. I don't know how many people are watching right now, you know? I have no freaking idea. Now it's 52 people. Hello, my pleasure. I hope you'll enjoy this stream, and I have some things prepared. First thing, before I forget, is Rob Vandenberg, who is a moderator here in the chat. Oh, what the hell? I see some... Oh, people are saying how many people are watching. I thought this, like 55, 53. I thought, what the hell? Is it like, am I offline and it's this many seconds without data or what? You scared me. Okay. You can hear me? Can you see me? Everything good? I want to make sure I'm not like... broadcasting into the void when no one can see or hear anything. Anyway, I think I can turn this off because it's not gonna work or anything. Anyway, so Rob Vandenberg, who's a moderator in the chat and on my Discord, has started a... what the hell is going on? He started a music challenge, and what he did was he recorded a squeaky dog toy. I think I'm gonna try to play this to you now. Let's see if it works. No, it doesn't. Yeah. Oh, I think I know why. Now it should work. Yeah, so that's what he recorded, and oh wait, stop. And a bunch of people. He said, now take this sample and make a whole track using nothing but this sample as a sound source. So you want to use it as a wavetable, use it as a wavetable. If you have a synthesizer, open source synthesizer that can do it. Surge can do this from the open source synthesizers that are actually out right now. Surge can do that. I heard it's not very easy, but it can do this. If you want to make a drum sample, you need to somehow make it out of this thing. So a bunch of people took the challenge upon themselves to actually do that, and one day I thought, maybe I'm going to try my skills too and make a track. So I did that, and here's the tracks. The link to this archive.org page is in the video description, in the live streams description. So if you see it on the YouTube's page, you can scroll down to the link section, and there's going to be a link to this. There's also going to be a link to an invitation link to the Discord server where you can get in touch. I also have a Rocket Chat server. I haven't linked it yet. Oh my goodness. But if you go to chat.unfa.xyz or xyz, you're gonna get to Rocket Chat, and you can... Oh my goodness, wait. This thing. And you can... Woo, wait a minute. Oh, okay. Whew. All right. And you can come here and register an account and take part in the Rocket Chat discussion. There's people been asking for an alternative Discord because Discord's terms of service are pretty bad. Like... They reserve they say that if you register an account, you agree to never sue them or take part in a class action suit against them, which is like, how's that even legal to put something like that in terms of service? I think this is pretty much like impossible to execute, but it's like scaring people. So unfortunately, Discord is very widely used. And it's not easy to just drop it. So I've been working on it for a while to actually do anything. And I got real awesome help from the community, especially Georg Krause, I don't know. He's a German guy. He reached out to me. He's the man who is mirroring my videos to PeerTube to provide a YouTube independent mirror of all the videos and live streams too. And he reached out and he said, hey, I can help you out with this website chat thing. And he actually sat down with me one Saturday and we installed a Rocket Chat server on a VPS and set up a very, very simple website. If you go to unfa.xyz, you will find it. It's basically a collection of links that point you to different things I made on the web. Oh, I forgot to put Jamendo there. That's a missing spot. Jamendo is not there. Wow. Anyway, this Rocket Chat server is very like fresh. There is not much there. But, well, yeah, you can come on here. We'll be working with Garg to bridge this to Discord, to hopefully like make this like a single discussion happening on 2 different services and not just 2 completely separate discussions, so that you can join in either through Discord or through Rocket Chat, however you please. And yeah, I think Rocket Chat is pretty cool. It's pretty hackable, and I think I like it. So, oh, this sound is not nice. Oh, maybe I should post the link to the live stream in the chat, because did I? Oh, I did. No, I didn't. I posted a link to to the video I have uploaded today before the live stream. Okay, never mind. Yeah, so this is it. And also, like, we called this music challenge Libre Music Challenge because it's nice. And there's also voting involved. So a bunch of people, actually everyone who submitted their music, has voted on all the other tracks. And the idea was you give everyone score from 1 to 5, and you need to give a score to any track. You can, of course, give everyone a score of 5, but then it's like you haven't been voting at all. And we have a winner, and it's the user called Y6NH. Maybe I will play you his track, just his track, and you can check out the rest following the link. I can also paste this. Oh my goodness. I can also paste this to the chat. Let's listen to Y6NH Quiet Share. Or is that German? I don't know. Let's hope Rocket Chat isn't gonna play any notification sounds. The highs are pretty painful, but okay, I'm gonna turn the browser. This is better now. I'm gonna turn them over. So this is all made with this squeaky sample. It's pretty impressive. I love these breakbeats, dude. And this one last squeak, awesome. And there's a bunch more, including my own submission. So hop over there and enjoy it. And if you want, go there and get in touch with Rob, and he will give you info about the next challenge, because it's like monthly. Every month, I believe, he's coming up with a theme, and everybody makes some music with that theme or limitation or tool or whatever. And I think it's like before the live stream, every time we're gonna like gather all the votes and close it up, and then make another one after the live stream. So it's gonna be, yeah, I'm probably gonna be mentioning these more during the live streams. So I didn't plan to play all the submissions because it would just take too much time. Because we have also 30 minutes of music submissions for the live stream in the end. So yeah. Desktop audio might be doubled. I don't think that's the case, but I will check that. So let me see on my patch bay. Where is Pulse Audio? Here is Pulse Audio. Okay, Pulse Audio is coming to the mixer and to my ears directly. There is no doubling. It just goes through the mixer and to the audio output. Basically, there are two. Like the master channel is 4 channels. So 2 they go to the stream and 2 go to another part of the stream. And then I can separately mix them again in OBS. I can even show you how this looks. Woo, that's psychedelic. So here is one part of the audio coming from the non-mixer, which is here. And these are these 2 first channels. And there's the other ones, which are everything else, which is the audio from the DAW or what have you. Yeah, that's going to be fun. Woo! Dancing, dancing windows. My goodness. Sorry for that. Okay, I think we're good. Right. I've recently been experimenting with a really cool plugin I've heard about before, but I never used it. It's called B.Jumblr, and I really want to show it to you. So you know what? Let's just make some music. Let's first, I've made an empty Ardor session. Let's come up with a tempo. Okay, let's go 135. Can I see the chat? I can see the chat. Okay. Let's use Zyn-Fusion. Let's give ourselves 8 instances of Zyn. Ding, 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 ding. Could also use Geon Kick for drums. Let's make a single Geon Kick track. There it is. Okay, let's maybe use this thing. It's gonna configure it with 16 channel outputs, and the fan out option means Ardor is going to create 16 buses and route every channel to a single bus. So then we will have like a kick bus, snare bus, hi-hat bus, etc. So with one Geon Kick plugin instance, we will be synthesizing all of these drum elements, but every one of them will be routed to a separate bus, so we can mix them all the way any way we want separately. We can distort one and add reverb to the other, and they're not gonna interfere. If we were using like mixed stereo output, then we wouldn't have this freedom. So let's do that. It's gonna take a while, probably. It's because creating the buses. Okay, and here is Geon Kick, and you can see there's the 16 outputs, and every one of them has their own bus. So let's start by making a kick. Maybe. Okay, actually, what time scale am I looking at? Okay, this is 1 bar. The problem I have with Ardor 6 is that it's not emphasizing beats, and I need to zoom out to actually see the beat lines, because right here they're not emphasized. You can't tell what you're doing. I reported this some time ago. Maybe it's fixed in the nightly build. I don't know. Okay, let's move this here. And I think one thing is that, yeah. One silly thing is that by default, the Geon Kick output is also sent to the master bus, which is really bad. We don't want that. So I'm going to drag and to remove these connections. Okay, so that. Okay, and now we can hear. Oh, you can't hear anything. Okay, yes, that's. I forgot to connect these. Oh, you see, I prepared this ahead of time, but I forgot. Now we can hear it. Okay, I'm gonna also make this DAW sound louder. Can you hear it? All right. So before, trust me, you could hear the sine wave being slightly to the left, and that was because the routing would send the first channel to the left of the master, and the second to the right, and the third to the left, and the fourth to the right, and just exchange them like that, flip-flopping. And these would also send their copies. So this audio 1 would send the first channel to the left and right. So you would hear this sine wave not here, but somewhere here. Not 100% to the left, but first 50% to the left, which is bad. Now we can actually make a kick with Geon Kick. And if you press K on your keyboard for kick, it is going to play the sound. Alrighty, let's make it louder. Holy snap, it's loud. We're gonna quickly go to the oscillator frequency, reduce the frequency. Oh, maybe I'm gonna up the frequency maximum so we can like have 3 kilohertz. Let's see what it does. All right. Oh, this is gonna be funky. Oh my goodness, no. Oh, okay, it's not perfectly good to. This shouldn't ramp. Or maybe it should ramp down. All right, I think I'm going to use the amplitude envelope. All right. Is this too loud? Okay, I think it's too loud. I am going to reduce the volume. I should have a way to hear it as loud as you do. Oh, that's probably this loud. Wow, it's loud. Okay. So that's a very, very simple kick. We can now make another instrument. Let's call this one kick. If you didn't see what I did, here's the kit button and the controls button. So controls, we dial in our patch. In the kit part, we manage different parts of our multi-timbral instrument or our instruments. Let's add another one. I'm gonna call this snare. And now they're listening on all the MIDI notes there are. So let's assign the kick to A4 note and snare to A sharp 4. Now this is also the audio output. So the kick is sending to the first one, which is named #0. No, it's not hashtag, it's number 0. And the snare is to 1. I'm going to use my mouse wheel to increase this to 1. So it's the second channel. And I already reported this numbering from 0 is very confusing, especially when you want to talk about it. But maybe it's been fixed and I just didn't upgrade. And now if I go to the notes, this plays nothing because our notes are not correct. So they are filtered by Geonkick and not acted upon. So I am going to, oh my goodness, move this to A4. Ta-da! And now A4 is the kick and A6, or sorry, A sharp 4 is the snare. The snare, of course, doesn't exist yet. So let's do this. And this way we can program our drum patches in a single Geonkick instance and have them be pretty easily manageable. Ooh, iced coffee is good for this weather. Alrighty, so let's make this snare actually snare-ish, because right now it doesn't sound like a snare at all, it's just a sine wave. Oscillator frequency. Let's make it snappy too. Oh, 200 Hertz is the perfect snare frequency, I guess. Let's see. Okay, let's cut it short with the amplitude envelope. Well, a bit, I think the descent from high frequency is a bit too long. I should shorten this or add something in between to maybe like make it more logarithmic like. Oh, that's nice. That's nice. Let's add a noise component. So I need to enable this noise source here. And I'm going to change its amplitude. We have a simple snare, just like that. Now we can add more layers, like activate layer 2. Now switch to layer 2, disable the oscillator, enable the noise, enable the filter on the noise, make it bandpass, and give the noise amplitude and envelope 2. Yeah, and I'll go to general, use distortion, Now we're gonna make volume more volume, and now we can change the distortion amplitude. Oh, it's not this. Okay, it's reducing the drive. So we need to have the drive above 0. Oh, that's hard. It's okay. It's fine. It's a bit hard. It's a bit loud too. All right, so this is our kick and snare. Oh, our notes are being cut short by the notes. Our drums. The notes were too short and we're cutting off the tails. All right, now we can add some hi-hat maybe. So let's maybe make something like that. I'm gonna copy, and control drag these to make them faster. Wow. Okay, I went out of edit mode. Now I am going to maybe name these kick, snare, hi-hat. Okay, let's go back to G on kick. Let's go to kit, add another kit part, call this hi-hat or HH for short. Make the node B4, change the audio channel output to the third one. If you count from 0, that's the number 2. Very confusing. And Lifeline says that distortion in G on kick was like shaping a transient. Yeah, and adding some distortion on the start of the note is very effective for increasing the punch factor without actually changing the dynamics that much. Because you would get a similar result if you used a transient shaper, or maybe just synthesize the drum with a very sharp transient and then distorted the whole thing, because it would cut off the transient anyway. This way we are just introducing the transient and distorting it right away, which gives us a good thing is that this is very controlled in the dynamics, so we don't have too much dynamics. Sometimes that can be problematic, but that's not our problem right here. Okay, let's make a hi-hat. So I'm gonna make this maybe with... am I editing? Yes, I'm editing the hi-hat. Let's use square waves. Enable both oscillators. Let's give them... What the hell? Am I looking at the proper... Nothing changes here. What's going on? Why this doesn't change? It doesn't update at all. Am I actually editing what I think I'm editing? Okay, I don't know what that was. I think it was a little glitch. Now I'm gonna make this whole instrument quieter. So I'm going to turn down the general volume. Now we got some 2 square waves with weird different frequencies. I'm gonna add more. So switch to layer 2, or enable layer 2, switch to it, enable another 2. What the hell? Make these square waves too. Okay, I think something's not updating properly. Another layer. Squares as well. All right. Now this sounds horrible, but let me show you what you can do to make it not horrible. First, we make an amplitude envelope. And then we use a high pass filter. And we have a metallic hi-hat. We can also add some noise to make it a bit more rounded. And that's a hi-hat. My goodness, something's wrong with this beat. It's probably because I can't see the freaking... Of course I can't see the freaking emphasized... My goodness, it's so fucking hard. I'm sorry. So hard to make beats when you can't see where the beats are. Like, wow, I couldn't... Oh, man. Ardor 6 is making this so hard for me. Just makes me want to drop it and work in Ardor 5 right now because... Or I'm gonna just insert markers because it doesn't show me where the beats are. My goodness, please fix this. This is terrible. Okay. Also, I'm gonna enable show marker lines. Yeah, now I have my emphasized beats. Cool, now I can see what I'm doing. So actually, I don't want these. I want it like that. Okay. Cool. Can turn down the snare a bit. We can add a little bit of reverb to the snare. Let's use, you guessed it, Dragonfly Hall reverb. And now let's go. Oh, that's way too much. I'm going to enable auto return so I can just immediately go back and forth. And it's also way long. Okay, that's nice. It's a very, very delicate ambience. It gives it a little bit of stereo and... Oh, we could add... we could play with EQ. But this is not very so much necessary because we have a lot of other stuff we can do and just not focus on this beat anymore. I'm gonna make these unused buses smaller. And let's make a bass. And I want to make a bass that will sound like a TB303, and I discovered a pretty cool way to do that. Now the TB303 has... the sound of it is as much defined by the instrument's oscillator or filter rather as its sequencer, because it was initially marketed as an electronic replacement for a bass guitar player. But it was so weird to program that no one can actually use it this way. Do dee dee do. Do dee do. Do dee do dee do 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 do. Ah, too low. I don't know what I'm doing, some random stuff. Just thinking in a key. This is weird. Okay, I think that's better. Now let's make this sound like a TB303. So, what we need is a sawtooth oscillator, now we need to make it monophonic and enable portamento. You can also reduce the threshold so it will always portamento, and can make sure some notes overlap. And maybe we need to reduce the time a bit so it's not as slow. Okay. Now. Oh, no. Merda. Now, what we need is a filter, a low-pass filter. We could also maybe move this 1 octave down. Now we need a filter. It's a low-pass filter, that's great. It needs to be a bit resonant a bit. And now a very cool thing I figured out is how you can use the MIDI CC automation with Zyn-Fusion. It's super simple. You just add and controllers, blah, 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 could be modulation wheel. This is basically CC or continuous control 1 or 0, however you count it. Now we just make a little ramp here, go to Zyn-Fusion and go to the place we want to learn our control. It's going to be the filter cutoff. So now I press learn, I wiggle filter cutoff, and now I play. Okay, I play. I said I play! And it's assigned. What happened is when you activate the learn mode. Oh, Nils Silbridge says CC does not mean continuous control, it means control change. Ah, okay. Thanks for the correction. So, control change. All right. So when you activate the learn mode, what happens is Zyn-Fusion uses the first empty or unused slot. It assigns whatever you wiggle in the user interface to it, which was global parameters, global filters, blah, blah, blah. And it's here. And then it waits for an incoming CC message. And because we've created this ramp here, and we played the timeline, Ardor has sent a CC automation. Ardor has been sending CC automation data to Zyn-Fusion. And then it said, okay, I'm grabbing the number of the control that was assigned to, and I'm assigning it to this thing you've just learned. So now we have this MIDI automation assigned to our filter cutoff, which is really cool because we can duplicate the region, and unless Ardor doesn't crap out, which it sometimes does. Yeah. So you see, the problem with MIDI CC automation is a bit different than with other things. And that is, you never can have a point at the end of a region. It has to be somewhere before, because if you do, when you duplicate, it's going to disappear. No idea why, but it does that. So if you make sure that it doesn't touch the end boundary, like if I move this all the way there, it snaps. Now if I duplicate it, there is no second point, so we have no automation. This is annoying, you need to watch out for this, unfortunately. Now, but the cool thing is, if you do make sure it's not touching the end boundary of the region, you have automation that follows your MIDI data and stays duplicated with it. If we were to use the plugin automation, like, you know, slot 1 or something, which we can. Actually, if we disable this, now this is direct control over the macro learn slots in Zyn-Fusion. And these were fighting together if we had both on. We don't want to use that, but this will not copy between with MIDI regions. You can move this around, this will stay. You need to copy this manually. With the range mode, like if you wanted to copy these three, you need to copy all of them with the range tool and then paste them with the range tool. And now we have this. It's a bit clunky, but once you get used to it, it works. Yeah, so I would say these two approaches are good for different things. Like if you want to have a pattern where the MIDI notes are like very correlated with the automation, then use MIDI CC automation. If you want to have like a long sweep across multiple copies, then use plugin automation, because that's going to make it much easier for you. I'm going to use this one here because what I want to do is actually make this some expression of the notes. Also, I hate that when I select a point, it often selects 2 points, and I can't move one without moving both, and I'll like here, okay. And then I mess up. Okay, I need to click multiple times. Okay, so we have an basic pattern. Now we can copy it, of course. We can also copy our drums, which is super simple. We just have one MIDI region responsible for all our drums sequencing, which took a while to set up, but once we have it, it's very convenient to work with. And you still can, have different effects on the drums and automate them and do crazy stuff. We could also add a submix bus after all of these, so we can have like filters on the whole drum kit mixed together, or use some chopping effects or something. Now this TB303 sound is not perfect yet. Come on. Okay, sometimes you need to close Zyn-Fusion and open it up again because it doesn't show redraw. So what I want to do is go to this filter, maybe increase the Q a bit so it's a bit more resonant. Now I want to give this resonance a bit of a wiggle, so it's unstable. So I'm going to use this LFO. Now this is not what I want. I'm going to increase the speed. And this is an interesting growl, but it's using the same frequency of LFO, and I want to randomize that so it's more like noise. Now if we make the speed higher and lower the depth, maybe lower the speed a bit, and lower the depth. If I disable this completely, you can hear it's very clean. If I add a little bit of it, there's this tiny amount of grit in it, which I like. It makes it sound a little bit like a rusty old TB303 and not a squeaky clean Zyn sub-X. Okay, another thing I want to do is add a little bit of noise, which is going to help us sell that this is a physical instrument. So I'm going to add a new voice, make it white noise. I usually add a single voice of unison to make this noise stereo, so the left and right channel are independently generated. But it's not like very realistic, so I'm going to keep it mono. Now, a problem we have is that the noise is passed through the filter as well. So I want to go to this voice amplitude tab and click bypass global filter. Now the noise just goes through unfiltered. Now I want really low amounts of this noise. So it's very, very delicate. Let's see what happens if we pitch shift this one up to down. Nice. I like this. Okay, now a very important part. This is like gonna actually make this sound like a TB303 is we need to add distortion. And maybe we can reduce the output volume. We could also maybe make the filter like we can add a little bit of envelope to the filter so that it's Now we might want to like offset this automation because right now it's like moving in a really high registers. So we could use this macro learn, and we can use these gain and offset knobs to all right. Andrew Barron suggests put the 303 through a guitar amplifier, lol. Oh, that's a good idea. I think we could do that. So let's bypass our distortion here. And instead, I'm going to add a Guitarix. What do I have it? GX amplifier X stereo X. Or it could be just X because it's just actually mono. And here we have a 3-in-1 guitar amplification modeling. Now I think it's gonna be a little bit maybe it's gonna be too much. Whoa. We could maybe bypass the cabinet modeling. Can we? I think we have too much resonance, believe it. Oh man, it's loud. It is loud. Sorry. Let's turn it down. Maybe here. The Winged Rhino says, unfa use GX rat for distortion. Okay, we could try that. I don't even know if I have it. GX rat. Oh, I have. Never used it. It might crash the session, so... It didn't. I'm not super sure about this. Oh my goodness. Huh. I think... Yes, I think I need to reduce the amount of resonance. And also maybe a little bit less noise, because it seems that there's a lot of this noise. Oh, that's not that. How about both? How about all of them? As a wise man once said, distort the shit out of it. I think that's what we have. That's what we should have. Okay, now I'm gonna save this. This is brutal. Brutal bass. Let's use B.Jumblr. B.Jumblr is a very interesting plugin which takes audio streams and then it gives you a grid where you can rearrange them in time, live. It's pretty crazy. So of course, there's gonna be some some issues if you it's gonna have some delay, of course, because it can't know ahead of time what you're gonna play. But it's really cool because I never actually liked the idea of resampling of recording your MIDI data or your synthesized audio and then treating it as audio. It always felt like I'm removing a lot of flexibility for myself. And with this plugin, I can like kind of do this because I can kind of fake like I'm recording it and then rearranging the beats. It's of course not the same, but now the first thing I'm gonna do is make sure my microphone is a bit closer to my mouth. Oh yeah, sorry. Rob Vandenberg says, "You do not like ninjas too? Am I gonna ban unfa?" I do like it. I use it. It's cool, but it can't do this live. Or can it? So what we have here is, I think that's the interface is a little bit unreadable. It's a little bit small. Maybe I'm gonna make it bigger. Yeah, that's a bit bigger. So we have source audio stream or sample. If sample, we can load a file, but we want the audio stream. So yeah. And now what we have is step size. By default, it's 1 beat. So we have 4 steps by bar. So every bar is 1, 2, 3, 4. And that matches it. Here we have another bar starting. But this is way too much. I want way smaller steps. So instead of 1, I'm gonna go to 1/8. Or maybe 1/4. Yeah, so now we have 16 steps, 4 steps per beat. So yeah, now we can have some fun. Like I think it's easiest to first change the step edit mode to replace, because then whenever you put something, it's going to remove its other, like, so you don't have it like twice. So if we just do this, for example, it's just going to like replay the first part. If we do this, this is pretty crazy. Maybe I'll swap these because it feels like they're... Now this is not perfect, because if you have the first beat basically being before what the program can sample, then it's going to have a little bit delay. Now, I saw a suggestion to put the rat before the amplifier X. Let's try and do that. I think I actually like the first one better, because we have the cabinet simulation being applied before the final distortion, so it doesn't sound like it's actually coming from a box. B music, B sampler, we need it. Oh. Now, one thing I really miss in this plugin is an option to, or maybe I just don't know how to do that, is an option to store like multiple patterns. So I have this pattern. I would like to be able to like switch to another pattern. Is like have like, I don't know, 16 slots, with the first one being bypass. So then I can use an automation track to change which one of these arrangements I am actually using right now, or if I'm bypassing the plugin. I think that would be really, really useful. Because right now it's like this pattern or nothing. So I would have to like copy this plugin multiple times if I wanted to use multiple patterns and automate bypasses of multiple plugins in sync. So it's going to be a little bit tricky, but I think we can do this actually. I want to actually bypass. Okay, bypass off 2. All right, let's see what's 2. And off. Okay, off is nothing. Bypass is bypass. Okay, so we can do. Can I make this? Yeah, this would. Okay, it snaps. Okay. So the cool thing is we can bypass this for the first 2 bars, for example, and then make it go, turn it on. So it already recorded all the data it had. Oh wait, I feel like it's working in reverse. Yeah, it's not in bypass here. It's in bypass here. Okay, that's strange. So let's swap this around. And now we can continue this cycle of madness. I'm gonna use the range tool and our drums too, and just copy and paste here, and paste here. Oh, that doesn't copy very well. Ah, yes, I didn't have a point there. There it is. Now, I think we need a sub bass for this. Because let's call this distortion bass. And now I'm gonna make a sub bass. You know what? I think I'm gonna copy this Zyn-Fusion because it already has the monophonic mode set, and also it has the. Oh wait! I also wanted B.Jumblr to copy it. Yeah, I do. Okay, it also copies the automation. Great. Now we can copy the MIDI, and we will have. Oh, that's interesting that the actual patch is just reset. It's not the saw wave. No. Oh, it didn't actually copy. Wow, what the hell? Or maybe I just forgot to do that. Wait a minute. I think I must have forgot. Replace. Okay, it's copied fine. This thing we don't need. Let's clear this and close it. Now, macro learn. We don't want this. Let's remove it. And we don't want a saw slater. We want a sine one. Oh, there it is. Of course. Now we still have a little bit of noise and distortion, and I think it makes it sounds pretty cool. So after we add a little bit of low pass filter, this will be kind of a fatter sub bass than it would be otherwise. Now we should also high pass the original bass in the same register, so 260. Okay, let's make this one off and make this one 260 then. Maybe it's too little, too much. I could also make this more steep. Also, simply by muting the sub bass for a bit, we are creating a song structure. And now if we just introduce a little drum roll, and go snare, 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 snare. Super freaking simple. We have ourselves some energy. We can also play around with the notes underneath the jumbler. So, for example, move this one up and move this one down and see what happens. And maybe copy this. Let's make this longer, because I don't hear it happening anything. I think we're not sampling this part of the... Okay. Now, I think what we're missing is... Chuck Sparky says, "Hi, Unfa." Hi, Chuck Sparky. We really need a drum bus submix. So let's create one. I'm gonna use Ctrl-Shift-N shortcut. Let's create a stereo bus. Let's call it drums in all caps. I have created kind of a convention in my own work that I always name the submixes in all caps. It makes it easier for me to identify them in the session then. Now this is a little bit problematic now because we need to disconnect these buses. Oh wait, are they oh, they are tracks? Wow. Tracks. That's weird. Okay. Disconnecting them from the master. And now we are going to send them right to the drums. And it's a bit tedious. We need to... I wonder if we can use the keyboard shortcuts to make this a little bit better. Nah. Okay, I don't think we can. So unfortunately, there is no way to just select multiple tracks and say set them to output to this thing or set them to output to that thing. You have to do this manually, one by one. Okay, we're probably not going to use the rest, so let's leave it for now. What happened? What is that? That is not something I remember programming. I think something messed up with the B.Jumblr timing. What happened? Something really broke. What the hell? What's going up? What's going on? Why is... It's not playing the first beat. What the hell? What if I play from here? What is going on? Something's really wrong. Can I undo that? I don't think I can. You know what? Rolf Vandenberg says, first beat? Hello, Ardor! Yeah. I'm gonna quit this session and try and reload it, and hopefully it's gonna work. I have no idea, though. It might never work again. I don't know. Let's see. We've got nothing to lose. Did you use Shift-D to duplicate? I don't think so. Shift-D is broken. No, that wasn't Shift-D. I mistakenly played the session backwards. with using shift left arrow or shift up arrow, sorry, because I thought I'm gonna switch between different tracks, and I think it did something to itself when I did that. Okay, it's fine now. Seize the alarm. We're good. Or are we? Is this snare a bit delayed or what the hell? Give me an oscilloscope, okay? I am... Am I hearing things or is something wrong? Okay, oh, this is the kick one. No, wait. It's not the kick one, it's the everything. Okay, snare is not sent to drums bus. Ah, merde. Okay. Okay, now it's aligned. So wait, sending it through a bus creates timing errors? Oh, these are aligned. What the hell? But if I send the kick straight to master... Okay, they are aligned now. Alright, I don't know what's going on, but that was a bit weird. I felt like the snare is a bit delayed. Now, what we can do is cool things. That is, for example, introduce a filter pair to the drums and make a low pass sweep. So let's add automation, processor automation, high pass, low pass, cut off frequency. I don't know why it says cut off separately. I believe it's usually written together, like cut off, not cut off. And we can make a little ramp. Select this one, please, not both. Okay. Maybe we can do something like that. Where is our bass? Oh, we're solo. Okay. The snare is too loud. Sorry. And the bass is too loud too, I think. The sub bass is not loud enough. Maybe I'm just going to compress the sub bass. No, that's not a good mix. I think we really need some sidechain compression on this thing, because it needs it. Okay, I'm gonna use the kick. What if we just move all of this stuff up an octave? And now 2 octaves up. And now I guess we should repeat the cycle, complete the circle. Yeah. I guess. Okay, this is not like super extra complex or anything. How about this? the hi-hat is a little bit painful. I am going to use an EQ to tame some of the high frequencies. Let's use EQ 10Q. Oh, oh, that's painful. We can also low pass it a bit, because we're not gonna hear this stuff there anyway. I used to never do that, but we can't. So low passing it at 19 kilohertz is just cleaning up the mix. Now, if you hear this little echo, it's the B.Jumblr playing still something. Let's save this session maybe as another version. I'm gonna change this pattern so it's just a kick. What if I make this shorter? It's not that good. It's not that cool. Can make it louder. Maybe I'm gonna automate the mute of this to mute it when this thing hits, so that we have a little pause, because otherwise it's kind of silly. So we mute the whole thing just for these two 16ths. That's better. Needs a crash. Yeah, that's true. Maybe add a filter to drum fill parts. We could use a notch filter, or add a flanger that's just turning on these parts. Yeah. Oh, by the way, is this? Yeah, it's all the way up. Okay. We could use a notch. I use calf filter for this because it's pretty okay. I mean, pretty good, pretty nice. 18 decibels band reject. Okay, that should be nice. Now let's add processor automation calf filter frequency. Why is that checked when it's not actually created? Wow. That's a bug I've been recently experiencing. And now think about this. We can do a notch sweep. It's a bit silly, but it works. So maybe let's leave it. Let's see what it does. Not this thing, this thing. Maybe we can make it jump and go like this. I think this is too much, too pronounced, so I'm going to increase the resonance, which is going to make this notch narrower. And a narrower notch means it's less audible, as you can see if I increase the resonance. I don't know why it's expressed in decibels. I never seen anything like that. Can B.Jumblr reverse play a block? I don't think it can. I didn't see that option. Also gonna lower the inertia to 5 milliseconds. Inertia kind of adds like a sloppiness to the movement. You make a very snappy automation and it's go up, down, and if you increase the inertia, it's gonna be kind of like portamento. Oh, that's not good. No, this should go up. I could go like this. I think here we should have dance kicks. Dance like in high density, not moving your body to the rhythm of music. Is that a cool fill? I don't know. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's silly. We can try it. This part doesn't sound particularly good. I am going to maybe keep it down and just jump up when I actually have the snares. I think it's time to make the crash. Is B.Jumblr like a free gross beat? Maybe it's a bit like gross beat. I haven't used gross beat, so I can't really tell you. I think there's also like B slicer or slicer. The names are hard to type, so I wasn't able to find these plugins because I just typed their names wrong. Because they are funky, named with Z's and other things instead of S and kind of stuff, but... How about recording some vocals and distorting them too? Let's mute the microphones. Now this is going to be totally out of tempo because I have 20 milliseconds of system delay.
Yeah. Come on. Let's do this.
That's some appropriately silly.
Yeah. Come on. Let's do this.
Wow, this is surprisingly in time. I am surprised, as you can see. I need a gate. Calf gate.
Let's do this. Yeah. Come on.
All right, the whole thing is very, very quiet. So I need to bring it up with a compressor quite heavily.
Yeah. Come on.
Andrew Baron says, "Are you in a band, Unfa?" I am my own band. Guitarix something. What did you suggest? What do you suggest for distorting the vocal? GX Fuzz?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my goodness, that's loud. Sorry.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Maybe I should put it...
Yeah.
I should put it maybe before the compressor.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I think it needs a bit more loud signal before it actually distorts. So let's do this.
Yeah.
All right, that was a bit excessive, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey Fuzz, what's the buzz about?
Yeah. Come on. Let's do this.
I think I need to EQ this before distortion. There's a lot of low frequencies that are kind of like drowning out the distortion.
Yeah. Yeah. Come on. Let's do this. Yeah. Come on. Let's do this.
You could add some chorus. Prodigy voice. I would need to use some British accent for that. Oh, we could try this. Can we write some British sounding lyrics for this, please? Let's do that. And then I'm gonna try to imitate Keith Flint. Any ideas? We need to use some really classical British words like lad or bloke. It's tea time. That's what we should. It's tea time, bloke. It's tea time, lad. Gotta get my bollocks. Bad. I don't know what that means. It's cheers, mate. Have a good one. Is I'm a gonna a British thing, or is it like strictly American? Okay, this is absolutely terrible, but we'll go with it anyway. Now I'm gonna save this thing, and I'm going to attempt to change the jack buffer size so I can actually hear myself singing this, or singing. But it may crash. Oh, it didn't crash. How good. Oh wow, didn't. Ah, what am I doing? Alt 1. Okay, muting. All right, where's the lyric sheet? There it is. Let's try it.
Okay, lads, let's do this. Come on. It's tea time, lad. Gonna get my bollocks bad. Please, mate, have a good one. Now time for playing it.
Oh yeah, the is like. I'm not sure if this is actually good or actually extremely embarrassing, but
okay, lads.
I think our kid is a bit too harsh in the system.
Okay, lads, let's do this. Come on. It's tea time, lad. Gonna get my bollocks bad. Cheers, mate, have a good one. Now time for playing the band.
It's extremely silly. Yeah. Maybe we can use these. I'm gonna duplicate this track 2 times. Let's give him new playlists. I'm gonna move this, and we can do a little funky thing with splitting this, swapping them around. Created an extra track unwillingly. Now we can pan one left and one right.
Okay, lads.
Oh my goodness, that's terrible. Let's turn them down a lot.
Okay, lads, let's do this. Come on. Let's do it. It's tea time, lad. Gonna get my bollocks bad. Cheers, mate, have a good one. Now time for playing the band.
I don't know. This is really bad. Let's not do this anymore. Let's come up with a sick lead synth for this, okay? I think this is what it needs. Like, after the vocals.
Now time for playing a band.
Now we add a lead line and make the crowd go crazy. Maybe it maybe we should use the detuned saw waves. I don't know. We could try and. One cool thing about Ardor 6 MIDI is that you can set your MIDI input devices to follow the tracks. So if I go to Edit Preferences, Control Surfaces. Oh no, that's not it. That's something else. Where is it? Oh, MIDI. Ah, yes, MIDI. What is that? That's so weird. Ah. I can assign controls for certain plugins, but it's gonna. I'm not using Calf compensation delay line. What is this? Or Carla Patchbay? Not in this session. Is it like a list of plugins that accept certain inputs and? Okay, never mind. So basically, you can select your MIDI interface and make it follow the tracks for music data and for control data, and like make it follow selection. So if I have all the what happened? If I oh my, why does this disappear when I click on it? So when you have all these selected, okay, we have something. There's some nasty distortion going on. Where is it? Oh, I can't mute this track. Wow, interesting. How? Why? Why I can't mute it? It is that track. It generates some. I think it's one of these. Yeah, it's this GX rat. So we need to add a gate after it because it's
It's tea time. It's tea.
now there's this really bad compression transient.
It's tea time, lad.
Yeah, it was just the attack.
Okay, lads. Let's do this. Come on. Let's do it. It's tea.
Now this is terrible. Let's mute that.
It's tea time, lad.
You could also add a little bit of delay and make it more spatial.
It's tea time, lad. Gonna get my bollocks bad.
The still lyrics are so terrible. Oh my goodness. It's so embarrassing. We need to make this track stereo because it's mono. And now I've added another audio out and routed the signal so the delay splits it nicely.
It's tea time, lad. Gonna get my bollocks bad. Cheat.
Bollocks is not a word. Bollocks.
It's tea time, lad. Gonna get my bollocks bad.
That should do it.
Gonna get my bollocks bad. Gonna get my bollocks bad. Cheat.
I don't know if this is even worth it.
Gonna get my
Buttocks is another British word. I'm gonna just scream buttocks, mate, and that's gonna be the chorus, okay? I'm just gonna turn down the volume on the preamp.
buttocks, mate. This is great. It's tea time, lads. Come on and dance.
I've improvised some lyrics. Not sure it's gonna work.
Buttocks, mate! This is great!
This is terrible. Oh my goodness. Yeah, we got 5 minutes left. Maybe we can make a lead sound. Let's keep it Prodigy style. This is too fast. Is that gonna work? I don't know. A little thing that is not possible with Zenat sub effects is that you can have portamento happen all the time. It's going to only happen if you have overlapping notes. Usually synthesizers have this auto or always mode for portamento, and always means it's gonna interpolate the note pitch even if the notes are not overlapping. But in Zenat sub effects, that's not an option. Let's maybe try and do some triangles with 2 voices and some FM. And some chorus. Maybe some distortion. I don't know how is this gonna be. Okay, that could be a nice idea. Nah. Ta-da. I think we have a little too much of this unison, this detuning. Now we probably need some sidechain compression with a kick. Make it quick.
Leg in the band. Buttocks, mate! This is great!
And the second one, we just put it 1 octave up, and everybody goes crazy! Now we need a limiter on the master. Or maybe we should use a clipper. Let's use LSP limiter stereo and make it oversampled as much as possible.
Leg in the band. Buttocks, mate! This is great!
we need to mute our basses because the B.Jumblr is not actually cutting off when it should. Okay, I'm just going to do this last thing, and we're going to go to the music submissions. All right. Okay, let's save this and play it the final time, and then we're going to music submissions. 3, 2, 1.
Okay, lads, let's do this. Come on. It's tea time, lad. Gonna get my bollocks bad. Cheers, mate, have a good one. Now time for playing in the band. Buttocks, mate! This is great! It's tea time, lads! Come on and dance!
Oh, I didn't turn this on. Okay, that's it. That's this is great. I think I'm going to pack this session and upload it and release it under CC0, possibly, so you can remix it and just have fun. Maybe make a better vocals for this or a different lead line. I don't know, whatever. Okay, cool. Yeah, let's quit Ardor. And hope we have this thing ready. Yes, we do. Alrighty, let me get my... Oh no, this not again. Not this thing again. Okay. So, let's play the music. Really pleasant start. Oh, you can't hear anything. Ha! Oh, man. Lol. Okay, now we should... Yo, you will hear it. Okay, let's go again. 3, 2, 1, go! So this track is titled Decoms. I don't know what that means. It's created by ST using Ardor. And it's really nice, really chill. Hard panning in the left is a little bit jarring in the headphones. I would reduce the width a little bit for that. Or balance it with something else in the right ear. Unbalanced mixes are interesting but hard to make work. drums here. There's some vocal chops in the background. So they have very weird volume spikes. Some of them very stand out. And I'm fading out. So that was a track by ST titled D-Co-Mo-Ms. And now a track called Steps Dubbing by Sahativa and was made with Ardor 6. And this is dub. Ooh, that bass is really strong and warm. He says, here is a hybrid between dub and the more modern electronic stuff. This is 100% synthesized, no drum samples, just Geon kick instead of used presets from your videos about kick and hats with Geon kick. But tweaked. Thank you. Oh, so there's some my drum sounds modified by Sahativa here. Nice. Thanks for giving me the will to try synthesis for the drums. My pleasure. I think it's cool. The bass is my homemade subby preset under Noisemaker. The pad is a ZenFX preset, and the other synths are all Helm homemade patches plus one OBXT for the FX synths. Oh, nice. So there's quite a bit of variety in the instruments you're using. I really like this effects. I think it's some FM, but it sounds very classic dub to me, which is interesting. I kind of wish you would omit the first bass drum to use this one drop drum pattern, which is very common in dub. But this 4 on the floor still works great. Synthesizers that are like really selling the atmosphere. And right after that comes a track titled Smoked by RS, and it was made with Ardor. Drum solo. So that was Smoked by RS. And now, a track by Pake titled P and made with Ardor. And he says, since you shouldn't have the time to play it last live stream, I'm resubmitting it in hopes that we'll play it this time. Thanks. Yeah, I remember this track. Last month there was really tight competition, and yeah, I didn't play this track then. But that's fine. I can play it now. So I must say that this month there's like the tracks were so close, like I couldn't really pick anyone to reject. So I shortened all of them a little bit to fit in 31 minutes because I didn't want to reject any of them. Says, unfa, I wonder if doing the submissions and mix would be a good idea. That could be a really cool idea. So, recently when I recorded the mix video, for some reason it really bogged down my display capture. So I would have to experiment to make it sure it's gonna record fluent 60 frames per second from the screen. But yeah, I could make this like mini DJ sets. Woo! It's weird because these high-end samples, they sound like they are either being sampled from really low quality MP3s or maybe they were processed like this. But I don't know, I like this. It's weird. So there's really little dynamics in this track. You can see how sausage-like it is. It's really, really compressed. Actually, let's open up Crest Factor meter, which is an excellent tool to tell you how much difference there is between the peaks and the root mean square of the signal for the effective power. The R3 is sausage level. Ah, sorry. So that was P by Pake, and now we're playing back to the old school by Outer Mind. Made with LMMS. And he says, this time 90s hardstyle. No, 90s styled hardcore gabber instead of hardstyle. Okay. I'm gonna give you one more take on this Crest Factor metering. I really like this breakdown. It's been a long time since I heard anything gabber. I don't remember what it sounds like. Have you synthesized the drums, or is the snare a sample? I need to know. So amazingly, this being gabber scores 9 of the DR meter. It's 9 decibels between peaks and RMS values, which is not that bad. Okay, Outer Mind says drums or samples, or the snares at least. And 23 distortion plugins and 80 EQs, says Misha. Yeah, I really should start using mix and plays, and I would be then standing up. So that was Back to the Old School by Outer Mind, if I remember it correctly. Yuck. And now, it's Orion by VULRNR, or Volnir, and it was made in ONMS. He says, "Hello, unfa. I'm very proud of this track I made. I'd love to hear your thoughts of this." Well, here we go. I like this groove. The synths, though, I think they are all saw waves oscillators. Makes me wish for some variation, maybe some more weird effects on the synths. Oh, this is weird beat. This is a weird beat. This is like... It's like swinging. Very strangely swinging. I'm not sure I can like align myself to the swing. It's kind of weird. Rob Vandenberg says 12 eighths. Is that a weird meter? Oh, I like the synth thing. I wish for a snare here. There's something missing. I think it's a snare. Also some hi-hats. Like... Oh! There is a snare. I think the bass is a little bit overdone, but there's a little bit too much low frequencies. But not too much. Alrighty. That was Orion by Vulnir, or VULNR, and this is a track titled Loch Ness by Krajška Muda, and she says the instrumental was made with Milky Tracker and Fast Tracker with some sound fonts and samples. The vocals were recorded with a phone, mixed in traction waveform. The song has a humoristic touch to it. We're just having fun. Auto-tune is done by a free app on Yeah, so the only open source thing here is Milky Tracker, but it is open source. So actually I was thinking about maybe rejecting this track on the grounds that there's not much open source use. But let's keep it. It's funny how you can see how it's high pass completely. About 150. Too bad I can't understand the lyrics. Maybe some of you can. I don't know what language it's this even. says, big greetings from Bosnia and Herzegovina and much more love, much love. Maybe it's Bosnia. It's a local language of Bosnia and Herzegovina. I don't know. It's definitely a strong trap vibe. Maybe the bass is a tiny bit overdone. And probably, if we understood the lyrics, it would be easier to appreciate it. Okay, now a track titled TDR by Kilgore, made with Ardor. No idea what TDR stands for. Of the energy is below 500 Hertz. So that was TDR by Kilgore. And now it's a track titled Dark Matters by DJ Pixis. And he says it was made with Mess and Synthesizing effects. Trance that lifts you up, not chill version to fit in 3 minutes. Don't listen to it while driving at night. Dangerous. Oh, it's longer than 3 minutes. Something inside of me expects a switch up to a different genre. I don't know why. I don't think it's gonna happen because this is trance. Tricks you. Let's wave on. Part where you mix in the other track when you're DJing this. Oh, nice. Very classic sounds. Yep. That was Dark Matters by DJ Pixis. And now, a track titled Feathered Domain by Calx, made with Ardor. He says, I know that it's over 3 minutes, but try to place the fade out after the climax, which is right before the 3 mark, 3.00 mark. Thanks. It's a very strange chord progression down there. I'm not sure that it meshes with the hang drum melody. Are you trolling me or what? That was cool. Oh man, I did not expect such a finale. Wow. That switch up, yeah. That was interesting. So that was Feathered Domain by Calx. And now, a track titled Finer Horizons by Strange Animals, made with Ardor, Zyn-Fusion, Helm, and Guitarix. He says, this track relies heavily on automating Helm's stutter effect. I really hope Vital has something similar, or I might just have to dig into Helm's source code and port this new plugin. That would be cool. This is a remake of one of my earliest tracks, 5 Horizons, from November 2019. That was not long ago, dude. After 1 year, my tracks didn't sound so good. And now, track titled AM by Ksawery Treningowski, made in a Mixbus 5.3. He says he used drum synth plugin with some sounds from LMMS, Sample V1, and a fluid synth. I really like these vocal sounds. And the melodies are so cool, and how they different instruments play together. That's so cool. And then it just ends. Just like the live stream. Thank you all for being here, for attending this live stream. There's that's it. That's the live stream. I released a video just before this live stream, a little rant about MIDI in Ardor, and I created it because I was scripting a tutorial about MIDI, and I want to make a video where I explain how MIDI in Ardor works, how to record it, edit it, and all kind of stuff. But then I figured out I have actually a rant in me, and it's not gonna fit in this tutorial, so I split it off and made it a separate video. So that video is already out, and now I am free to make the tutorial. So expect it this month, I guess. Hopefully sooner than later. Yep. Thanks for watching. And big thanks to all the people who support my work on Patreon. There's 64 Patreon supporters right now. 64! It's a power of 2! Dude! This blows my mind. I would never expect that so many people would value my work so much, and it really lifts me up. So thank you. And if any of you would like to support me too, go to patreon.com/unfa or liberapay.com/unfa. Liberapay is actually like the cheaper option, but it's a bit harder to track because it's more like anonymous and this kind of stuff. Oh, I should probably switch my views. I mean, this. Yeah. Anyway. Oh, my hair looks weird. Never mind. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this live stream as much as I did. And I'll see you next month in another live stream, and before that in other videos. And until then, go and make some music.